Hey Virgos, and welcome to your December 2018 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to give you guys hopefully another amazing reading for your month ahead. Some mixed energies coming in for you all, but I feel that they are brief, and I feel that nothing really threatens you for long this month because you are doing something right coming into this month. You have some pretty healthy and what might feel unhealthy energy coming in. You know, a lot of you are kind of feeling pulled in a few different directions. I feel like when you're out and about and you're like doing outward things in your life, you're feeling good, you're feeling connected, you're feeling like you belong. But then when you're like going back home and you're putting your feet up, you're thinking, why am I doing this? There's a sense of like feeling on the other side of things. Grass is greener on the other side. Complex does come up this month. If you're still struggling with giving yourself what you've needed, this is such a month where you can finally give yourself what you need, Virgo. I know that there's been this like absence for you. There's just been this feeling of absence that has grown over this year. And it is a feeling of absence that you've felt haunted by, I think. Nine of Swords, Five of Cups, the Moon, Ten of Cups reversed, Nine of Pentacles reversed, the Hierophant reversed. You're feeling held in a shadow or held beneath where you want to be, and it's feeling like you can't really escape that, but you actually can very easily this month. We'll get into it. I think that everybody is loving you more than you think right now. Also, I think that you are like very loved, and I think that you're very wanted by many, but I also think that you are keeping yourself from that for some reason. It's like you need to learn something from being disconnected from love. So for those of you who have been single, or for those of you who are like looking to find someone, why they haven't come in yet feels to me because you're still trying to prove something to yourself, and you're still wanting to see yourself in Nine of Swords, you know, bottom left corner. You want to grow and become stronger from that feeling of complete despondency. As perhaps you might be seeing coming out of November and into December, a sense of despondency, a sense of Eeyoreness, or like a dark cloud has come in. It's not going to be for all of you, but there's a polarity there because you have like Page of Wands as well. So you're getting like a strong creative injection of energy from feeling despondent or from feeling a sense of lack. And I think that that's what's making things so difficult for you right now, is you're not understanding that why when things are easy you feel so disconnected, and why when things are difficult you have an urge toward self-expression, for example. So definitely finding a way or a means to connect your sense of self-expression with a higher sense of easiness is going to be a wonderful way to do some karmic healing this month. So self-expression can be easy. It doesn't have to come as a result of Nine of Swords or Five of Cups reversed, although that can be wonderful from like an artistic perspective. It's not quite necessary, and here's the thing, you have enough of it right now. The entire year, Virgo, 2018 as a year for you, you might have had the most consistently dark energies, and it's been like an odd conundrum for me relating to you all because, you know, like sure, there are signs that have had some dark connections this month, but I haven't really seen why it's had to be this way for you. But for whatever reason, it has been. Like Virgos have, you know, encountered a lot of trauma and have encountered a lot of unexpected grievances and unexpected need to bereave, and I'm like a little bit tired of it for you all. Like for you, I'm tired for you, I'm exhausted for you. There's a sense of like really having to like move through quicksand here, and it doesn't have to anymore. Like the sense of quicksand is actually not present, but it's become like a muscle memory now. So even though you're walking on like a pretty solid turf, your muscles are still used to walking through quicksand. So I do feel that if you're like dating, or if you're trying to connect with others, you're still using a muscle memory from the past, which no longer puts you in the best light. Like you can be the most attractive person in the world. Virgo is usually very, very attractive. But when people see you still operating in quicksand, you know, they have to save you. Like they realize that they either have to save you or they have to walk the other way. And a lot of them kind of get stuck in the middle, or they sink in the quicksand before they can rescue you, and it's like it starts to generate this type of perception like, whoa, that person's really hard to save. I don't know if I want to put everything that I have on the line for that. But something that's really wonderful, Virgo, is you start to develop a new muscle memory this month, and you have the opportunity to start. This month is all about developing that new muscle memory to where people don't get this It's like a sixth sense that people will get when they first meet you. And this goes for everybody, but people realize more than they might consciously realize regarding someone's karmic and spiritual location. We sort of have a sense of radar with that a lot of us are not conscious of. But I think the reason why you've struggled with loneliness and disconnection so much over this year is because people like quickly catch on to the fact that you're sinking, but you're not actually sinking. And do you see how that's a problem? And do you see how like it wouldn't matter how attractive you are because this isn't a physical thing? But when someone thinks that you need to be rescued when you don't actually need to be rescued, it can either like shock them in the opposite direction, or it can attract the type of person who is like very narcissistic and needs to be the rescuer, you know? And once they're stopped rescuing you, then they're no longer interested. And something that a lot of Virgos that I've always known, like they tend to forget like how strong they are. Like Virgo is actually like a very like strong sign. Like it's a very muscular, the body is very strong. The fascia in the body is very well developed in Virgo. So you often have to save yourself. And that's kind of one of the difficult karmic things about your sign, because yes, you're representative of like this virginal energy that feels like it needs to be rescued, or can sometimes be interpreted as like a damsel energy, and then attracts a type of personality that wants to be the rescuer. But at the same time, you're blessed with like plenty of ability to do it on your own. So you see a lot of like weirdness emerge because of that interplay. So like you're building the strength to prove your independence to yourself once more. I love how strong you're being. As a side note, before I keep continuing on with this reading, like you should check out the Jupiter strong shirts that I have. Jupiter's in Sag, and maybe it would be good to have like a visual reminder for you, Virgo, like of like how strong you are. I'll put that below. But yeah, I meant to mention it at the beginning of the video, but forgot. But that interplay, Virgo, of your energy going back and forth between like rescuer or individually able, and like a sort of codependent narcissist, empath narcissist thing, like it's getting to be kind of a tired concept, but it is still applicable to you. That equation is being solved for you this month, truly. And by March of 2019, you're going to be completely out of it. So are you ready? Are you ready to be completely out of this like narcissist empath cycle, this self-strength versus rescue cycle, this damsel in distress cycle? Some of you kind of like enjoy that, or kind of need a sense of that, but how can you make it something that's healthy? And how can you not then get upset at yourself for not having the opposite thing? Virgo does that a lot. It's like it wants one thing but then gets upset when it doesn't have it, or just gets upset when it has it because it doesn't have the other thing. Again, it's like a mutable sign, so it's like constantly adapting and constantly wanting new things, but then holds itself accountable for that and for not having the old thing or the other thing. So you see how it gets to be very tumultuous and very treacherous after like a long period of time of like going through those cycles over and over again. You're turning your back on it, you know, Three of Wands in your reading. You're seeing how like with the energy of the moon, how you've seen some of these things in a much more positive light than they might actually be. Like you're very much called into a strong sense of reality, and very much called into a sense of stability, and called to take the world into your hands now with Two of Wands, which is going to be such a beautiful, thriving energy for you. And there is a really positive sense of having faith despite. That's what I want to say. It's like having faith despite it all, like with the Hierophant reversed, like you're feeling low on faith, or you're feeling low on trust, and feeling low on divine guidance, but it's still there. And sometimes when it's small, it becomes that much more potent. So I need you guys to continue being faithful and continue being connected to something higher than yourselves during this time, and connected to a bit of optimism as well. Five of Cups reversed is your central theme. So it's kind of like, it's easy to be pessimistic. It's easy to see the glass half empty, but channel it in interesting ways. I actually know a Virgo who's doing Halloween for Christmas. It's like they've had a difficult year, and now they're going to have like a zombie themed Christmas or something. And it's like very eccentric, but it's very Jupiter and Sagittarius. And it's like a black Christmas decorations, and they're gonna like pose with their family in like this, I don't even want to call it like zombie, but it's just like it's like a Halloween Christmas theme, and it's like actually really, really cool. And I'm like, wow, you are like channeling some of these like polarity opposite things in like a really cool artistic and creative way. Like how can you do something like that, Virgo? How can you eccentricize or make more eclectic your sense of being right now? Because that will be really karmically healing to maybe give yourself both. Like, I want Halloween, I want Christmas. Okay, I'll give myself both. It's just sort of a random example, but I've seen a lot of karmic healing happen for Virgo in odd eccentric things like that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get into the week-to-week, Virgo, and we will get on our way. Week number 1, you have the Page of Wands rooted down by 9 of Swords. Again, that's that polarity to a T. You see that from that despondency, you are very creative and very self-expressive, and you're like, yeah, I want to be creative and artistic, so I need to continue this feeling of 9 of Swords. Did I call that 9 of Wands a second ago? I don't think so, but yes, it's 9 of Swords. And it's going to be really important for you to allow yourself to sleep. Let yourself sleep in the first week of December, Virgo. Like, try to get like a sense of rest before you're going into the horrendous holiday season. Try to not overdo things and burn out, because you are going to have quite a bit of energy there. Try to spend it doing something new. Like, do something new with that excess energy and rest the rest of it if you can. And that's... You're going to remember something from that period of time. There's going to be something that can sort of lay and marinate in you, like deep in your soul. Like, it's like your ex-fiance is with a new person or something, or there's like, you're not sure if you're being lied to or not, and it like kind of just keeps eating at you. Those types of things can definitely crop up, but remembering issues of control will be helpful. Like give yourself the power to control what you can and not try to control what you can't, and don't like take away from yourself despite what you can't control. You know what I mean? Like, you can't control the fact that your like ex-fiance has decided to get married once more to someone else. That's out of your control, so why would you beat yourself up about it? It's not a time to change the past. For sure. Not a time to even think too much about the past. The holidays do evoke the past for a lot of people. It's okay in small doses, but when it's keeping you from sleeping, when it's keeping you from eating, when it's keeping you from connecting with your loved ones, it's becoming something that is obviously unhealthy. Week number 2, you have the 3 of Wands rooted down by the Hierophant reversed. So you are turning your back on something. I feel like a lot of you are ending an addiction or choosing to live your lifestyle differently. The Hierophant can evoke lifestyle things, and it's reversed, so you might feel like your lifestyle is not healthy. You may feel disconnected from your lifestyle. You may think, okay, I want to start getting up earlier or later. I want to stop drinking alcohol, or I want to stop smoking, or I want to spend a lot less time on my device, like disconnecting from technology a lot. That could be it for a lot of you. I want to like turn the Wi-Fi router off at nighttime because I think it's like disturbing my sleep or something. Some type of disconnection from like a habit does need to start happening in the second week of December, because that's been another component of this spider web of trauma that you've had, is like addiction. And it is for everyone. Like, whenever you have trauma, like, addiction is always a component. So I'm not exactly stating something like new and crazy there, but for you it's strong, Virgo. For you, there has to be a reemergence of looking within at how I'm connected to this, and how I'm connected to needing 9 of Swords to feel like I can get Page of Wands, for example. Why do I need this sense of despondency to have creativity? Why do I need to feel like my lifestyle is completely off the rocks in order to change it? Really looking within and finding those connections and seeing, okay, I can turn my back even on this a little bit perhaps, and I can just live healthier. I can live easier. Like, you're not letting things be easy. Okay, simplicity and ease, that's what I've really been trying to get to in this entire reading, Virgo, is you make things just a little bit hard on yourself. You are the worker of the zodiac. You are the servant of the zodiac. You are the service of the zodiac. You are the organization and what keeps the world turning, Virgo, the 6th house energy. Like, you keep things being resurfaced and re-examined and like eroded, and it's like this sense of upkeep within your sign. So sometimes when things get too easy, you start to kind of throw things out of whack just for a sense of change and for a sense of like something to put into place. Like, if you run out of things to fix, basically you start to break things. Okay, and you don't have to though, because they'll break themselves. Virgo, getting like too in the driver's seat of cycles, it's not bad because your sign does this, but also it does not give you a sense of peace. Like, you can't want stability and security when you're breaking things purposefully. Does that make sense? It's not really that either one is bad. The problem is you always want the other one when it's not present. So when you're breaking things, you want stability and security. When you have stability and security, you're wanting to break things. Really getting into this whole polarity thing is your key to creating a more happy reality here and now. And how do we get that? I feel that is answered in the 3rd week with 10 of Cups reversed, rooted down by the moon. Your second major arcana card of the month does come up during that time. And that's really what's behind that polarity, I feel. It's like trauma, breaking, something that broke, 10 of cups reversed, like a marriage that fell through, or and when I say marriage, yes, it could have been like a legal marriage, but it's also just like something that you vowed yourself to, or something that you completely invested yourself in that broke off. And in seeing that polarity, in seeing that you lost something that you were completely wholeheartedly invested in, you kind of never really let yourself do it again. And then you started to like pull forth all of these like dark displays of the pain of that initial loss. So you start to find a lot of polarity in those types of situations, and you also see quite a bit of beauty as well. It is one of the reasons why Virgo energy is quite beautiful and quite aesthetically pleasing. It likes to display in a complicated way, so you start to just see like things that are quite interesting, and then people get attracted to you, and the cycle continues. Definitely in the third week, look around for a blessing, because I do feel that it is there. Shy away from lying, or shy away from convincing yourself that things are not the way that they are. It will be really good to embrace truth and honesty in that week, because you will see that that may have been the whole thing which pushed out that 10 of Cups situation we were talking about. It's most likely something that has to deal with honesty, or it has to do with transparent types of connections. So how can you be more honest and transparent with yourself moving into 2019? You will find a lot of karmic healing there. Week number 4, you have the 2 of Wands rooted down by 9 of Pentacles reversed. I like that. I don't mind it. I wish that 9 of Pentacles was upright, because you're thriving. Like, you're flourishing and thriving one way or another. I don't know why you would question it at this point in time. Not a time to, like, sit comfortably in your living room, enjoying a nice of tea and asking yourself, why does life have to be so difficult? Okay, like, you're sitting in your living room, you're really warm, you're drinking nice tea, like, it's really nice, you know? Like, it's not to say repress what's worrying you, but it is to say, like, take the enjoyable moments while you can, or when they're around. Like, there is an appropriate time to grieve, and that passed in the first week. There is an appropriate time to be upset about things, but I don't feel that it's now. Like, by the time we get to the 4th week, I don't feel like there's much to need to cry about, or to need to hurt about. I mean, you never know what'll happen. That's not going to be right for everybody. But if nothing new has happened, or if nothing painful has happened, but you see yourself sort of cyclically falling into the same rut without the proper stimulus, it's going to be really important to realize how much control you have, and to give yourself perhaps even more control. Like, make small changes. I always say, if Virgo, if you're too upset about things, renovate your house, clean your house, do the laundry, do the ironing, do something that changes an inanimate object, like clean the countertops, because that's what your energy does when it gets upset like this. It starts trying to change things, and it starts trying to, sometimes when it's particularly strong, break things. So you can see illness, you can see disease, you can see desires that only sabotage you in the long run come up when you're not channeling that 6th house need to have turnover. So either mess something up or clean it in a sort of a way that does not have consequences. Like, you have like this old set of plates that's like sitting in your cupboards that you've not like used in years. Like, take them outside and break them in the garage or something. Like, do something with your energy to say, like, I am a human, I'm in control, I can do whatever I want. As long as it's healthy. Like, don't like go and like slash your ex's tires, or like do anything like that. You might have weird little desires like that this month, just a little bit crazy, but something that is inconsequential, that does not affect anyone's livelihood, okay, that deals with like breaking something or fixing something, is a really wonderful way to channel the energies right now. Using your hands. You got to use your hands, your immutable sign. You got to move the fingers and elicit a response. Anyway, 5 of Cups reversed is your central theme. It is so easy this month to cry about anything, or to be upset about anything. It's not to say that distracting yourself is the answer, but there might be something to it this month. It's not to say that you shouldn't allow yourself to feel bad about something. If it comes on, of course you have to sit with it, but try to see like how beautiful the view is, and how beautiful the feeling of like your really comfortable clothes. I feel like Virgos have comfortable clothing right now, which is really nice. It's like these little things that are nice, and you are a perfectionist. Like, if there's a sign that understands the little things in life, it is Virgo. So allow yourself to do that in a way that's not cumbersome. Like, you know, like you notice like the little paint flicks in the wall, and it like becomes like this really upsetting thing to you. None of that. Like, try to notice like, wow, what I'm wearing is really comfortable. Wow, this tea tastes really good. Wow, my house is just really comfortable right now, and exist in that and enjoy that. Okay. Five of Cups, I would prefer it honestly reversed than upright, because you're going to see through it. If you try to like pessimist your way through or like cry your way through things, you're not going to like be quite successful with yourself. Like maybe with everybody else, like everyone else will think that, oh, poor Virgo, or this person is struggling so much, we love you, we want to help you. But you're not going to be able to fool yourself with it. And I'm not saying you're fooling people with your emotions, but you want to feel a certain way, that's for sure. And you'll actually just not feel like you want to anymore. You're going to think, wow, I could be, and some of you have had like a horrendous breakup or had like a horrendous disconnect with somebody. It is true. But a lot of you are going to say, well, I could grieve for this for 5 days and like lay at home and not talk to anybody, or like cry on the couch with ice cream all night, but I just don't feel like that. That's gold. That's beautiful right now. Like, allow yourself to go out, or allow yourself to like enjoy the ice cream, or to like whatever it is, like, and allow joy and prosperity to enter in this month, Virgo. If you're not wanting sadness, the sadness does not have to continue. That's been like all this year. You know, we're coming out of Mercury retrograde. Mercury is your ruling planet, and that's always and that's going to be in the first week of December, you know. That's always a chaotic time for you. So give yourself space, give yourself room to breathe, give yourself comfort, some kind of comfort. Comfortable clothes, comfortable surroundings is essential. Try it. You won't be disappointed. Anyway, Virgos, thank you so much. Check out your sun, moon, rising sign if this reading did not resonate for you by any chance. Your likes, subscribes, and comments do make my day. Be sure to check the description box below. I have like tons of helpful things there, as well as like my social media. You can reach out to me. You can check out my Patreon page. I have an incredible tier called Synergy. And for merely $5 a month, you can get these readings early and ad-free, as well as have a direct line into messaging me and all of that fun stuff. It's really fun. Like, I love it. I love my sense of community on Patreon. I love my patrons. It's part of what makes this possible, to where I can devote, you know, so many hours into this ultimately free product here. So it's so helpful. I would please encourage you to take the time to check that out if you can. And I know that it's the holidays. Money's not easy for everyone. There's no pressure for anything like that. A like, a subscribe, a comment is all that I would ever ask for if money is difficult. But yes, if you would like to really jump up your connection into 2019, I'll have a lot of new content in 2019 on Patreon to reward those people who would like to support this cause. And if you would like to partake in such things, Virgo, I would so love to have you. I need more Virgo energy there, actually. I have a lot of Scorpios and a lot of Cancers, and I love them. They're great, but I need a little bit more Virgo energy, TBH. But anyway, I love you guys, and I'm just rambling at this point in time. Check out the description below, and we will be talking later this month. Much love. Have great holidays. Take it easy on yourself. Find comfort. Bye.